Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King. Once again, I'm down here in our living room, and I'm bringing you another Longbox Archaeology. I'm continuing to sort through my collection, decide what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to get rid of, and how I'm going to get rid of stuff. And with these boxes of random comics, it can be kind of difficult because I really don't want to individually sell a bunch of books that are $2 each on eBay, because that you'll lose all your money on that. So what I'm trying to do is figure out ways to bundle them together in collections of 25, 40, hopefully even 50 issues at a time, get them out in big bunches, and that means sorting through and trying to figure out where the connections are. This is an interesting box because some of it's just random stuff, and then a lot of it was what was once part of my Avengers collection. Now, I'm keeping my issues of Avengers, I'm keeping all the issues that are direct crossovers, but at one point I was trying to get all of the guest appearances where Avengers appeared in other titles, and I have dozens and dozens of these issues of like Iron Man and Hulk and different things, comics I don't collect, where I bought them because the Avengers make an appearance in them. Sometimes the Avengers appearance is very small, sometimes it's a bigger cover appearance. So that's what I'm going to be going through today, is this box, to figure out, is there anything in here I want to keep? And the stuff that I'm getting rid of, how am I going to get rid of it? And we're going to sort these as we go. There is some random stuff at the beginning here, so I'm just going to start pulling stuff out of the box, and we'll figure out what it is. The first thing out of the box is something that I think is not supposed to be in this box. It's Sandman #2. This is the 70s revival from Simon and Kirby. I have most of this run. I never did get issue 1, but I have the rest of it, so this somehow got in the wrong box. So we're going to put that aside to be put in a lot of Kirby books. Next up, it is DC's Showcase featuring Firehair. So I think this is the first appearance of Firehair, the DC version of Firehair. There was a completely different character called Firehair back in the 40s and 50s that I think was a fiction house book, and that was a woman. This is the same basic concept, which is a white... hold on, this is shaking. Sorry for the shakiness. Settler on the frontier, colonizer, who gets adopted by Native Americans and raises a Native American. But this time it's a guy. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to keep it. I love the design of this era with the giant DC logo. This is one of my favorite design eras in comics, period. Don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I'm not going to keep it, but I don't know how I'm going to get that in a lot. Here's a Two Gun Kid 85 with a Rawhide Kid appearance. I do have a few Marvel Westerns. I don't think I have enough Westerns to really do a Western lot, if that would ever sell. It's a Rawhide Kid 116. This was during the reprint era, but I think that the coloring on this is actually a lot cooler than the original. Rawhide Kid 49. It's got a $3.50 price tag on this, but I don't think there's any chance I paid that because I don't collect Rawhide Kid. This is a nice early 12-cent Marvel. But I think I got this at a big sale, probably like 100 books for $30. So I probably paid 30 cents for that. Here's a really nice copy of Johnny Thunder #2 with Alex Toth cover and art, or Toth. I never do know how to pronounce that. These are reprinting Johnny Thunder stories from All American Western. Another Western. There's a little runner about Westerns here. Ghost Rider #3. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these, but we'll figure it out. Here's some horror. It's a $1 issue of House of Mystery. So let's make a horror pile. Don't think I have enough horror for an entire lot. Here's a nicer condition House of Mystery 259, another $1 book. These are really cool. I just don't really collect horror. House of Mystery 315. Some of these Eye of Vampire issues are hard to find. A lot of them have really cool covers. This is Kaluta. A lot of them have Kaluta covers. Some of them have Kubert covers. So some nice genre stuff here. A couple issues of Unexpected, 153. $181. Ghosts, number 26. So, don't know why I have these to begin with, but I don't know quite how I'm going to sell them off either. Here's some more Kirby stuff. I actually just got these not that long ago. You may remember seeing these in the haul video, and it was right after I got these that I decided to downsize. So we got Devil Dinosaur number 2. These will go in my Kirby pile. Number 3. I do have a box of some Kirby stuff somewhere that I haven't gone through yet. Includes some issues of Eternals, OMAC, some other stuff. Devil Dinosaur number 4. Devil Dinosaur number 7. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 110. Late 12-cent era. And Adventure Comics 374. Supergirl's on the cover, which might be why I have this, but this is before her solo series started. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with those. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay. Alright, now here's some of the more interesting superhero stuff, sort of. It's What If with Sergeant Fury. So we're going to make a new pile. This here. Marvel 2-in-1. This must have been part of my Nick Fury collection. We got the complete Contest of Champions series. So we're going to just make like a Marvel superheroes pile. So far we got random DC stuff. Mostly horror. Marvel superheroes, a pile of westerns, and Jack Kirby. Here's another issue of Legion of Superheroes. It's 403, Adventure 403. This was a reprint book. Brave and the Bold 65, Flash and the Doom Patrol. And I have some Doom Patrol stuff coming up here. So we're starting to get some DC superhero books in here. Didn't remember that these were in this box. Showcase presents the new Doom Patrol, number 96. Jim Aparo on the art here. And here's some Silver Age Doom Patrol, 105. Uh, 114. I've always had a soft spot for these. When I was first getting into collecting, I bought a couple books about comics, about collecting comics and stuff like that, and one of them talked about this infamous incident where the Doom Patrol was killed and their series canceled, and at that time they were still dead, and it really made a big impression on me. So I've always found the series really interesting. Here's 106. And these are all issues that I picked up for like $1 or $2. 118. I think the last issue of Doom Patrol is one that I would like to get for my collection. Marvel 2-in-1 presents The Thing and Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. It's Marvel 2-in-1, number 29. Here's a series that is very, very mediocre. Very easy to collect, despite the fact that it has so many cool guest stars. Here's some good stuff. It's Captain Marvel 28. Part of the first Thanos saga. And I also have issue 32 as part of that. I know 27 just got really expensive because it's the first Star Fox, but I don't have that one. I was never really focused on getting these issues because I don't collect Captain Marvel. I do have reprints of these, so I can read the story that ties into Avengers 125. Okay. Marvel 2-in-1 presents Thing and the Black Widow. It's issue 10. It's another Captain Marvel. It's number 50. An Al Milgrom cover. Supervillain Team Up number 14. I'm going to start making more piles. I'm going to make more piles because I have a bunch more issues of this in a different box that I haven't sorted through yet. We're going to move the DC and the Kirby and the Westerns, and we're going to start splitting up the Marvel superhero books, right? So I have several issues of that. Here's Captain Marvel. I've got several issues already of Marvel 2-in-1 that we've come across. Iron Man 114. This is, again, these are mostly Avengers appearances. And issue 115, the continuation of that story. Champions 16. Don't remember why I have this. There's some specific reason. It must tie into an Avengers story. Here's a whole Daredevil arc that features the Avengers. 155. $156. And 157. Of course, 158 is the one that's expensive because it's the first Frank Miller issue. But the 3 issues before it all have Avengers appearances. So those are the ones that I was concerned with, of course. Black Panther, number 14. You see the Avengers there on the cover. Sorry for the shaky cam. And 15, also with the Avengers. Got a logo change right there as well. I think that was this is like the last issue. I think. There's another issue of Iron Man, because I had these in chronological order. So here's issue 125. Guest starring Scott Lang, not long after his first appearance. Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 7. This is a really well-known story. It's the first appearance of the Champion, one of the elders of the universe, and he challenges everyone to a fight, and the Thing is the one that really brawls with him. Get some stuff stuck together here. Marvel 2-in-1 number 96. So he's injured and guest starring the whole Marvel universe as everyone's coming to pay their respects to Ben Grimm. I wish I didn't have so many of these now that I'm selling them because they're worth almost nothing. Hulk Annual 11, which has the Avengers and Spider-Man. Everyone, you all know at this point how I feel about the Hulk, so. But the Avengers did appear in Hulk a bunch of times. Here's one where the X-Men are also in it. It's 278. That story continues into 279. The Avengers return for 284. A lot of Al Milgrom artwork in these. I do love yellow covers. Here's some issues of What If. What If number 9. Now, this is a book that should be worth money, but isn't. This is the first appearance of the Agents of Atlas. Because when the Agents of Atlas series came out 20-some years later, it was springboarding off of this What If. So I might keep this one. We've got our first keeper, everyone. I'm going to keep that just for speculation purposes. It's a really cool story, too. So it's got that going for it. Issue 20, what if the Avengers fought the Kree-Skrull War without Rick Jones? 25, what if Thor and the Avengers had battled the gods? 29, what if the Avengers defeated everybody? It's cool with me. Here is what if 32. What if the Avengers become pawns of Korvac? I have this signed by two different creators here. One of them is Joe Rubinstein, and the other is Bob Layton, the artist that worked on this issue. What if, featuring Daredevil and Captain America and Vision and the Scarlet Witch. So technically not the Avengers, but it's sort of like... so I'm going to put these with that other issue of What If. Here's a cool book, underrated. Marvel Tales 100. In addition to being the 100th issues of Marvel Tales, this has a new backup story that has nothing to do with Spider-Man, so I have no idea why it's in this issue, but it's John Byrne, I think, drawing a story with Hawkeye and the Two-Gun Kid out on a dude ranch. So it's a cool issue, really underrated. Marvel Fanfare 39 with a Hawkeye appearance. It's also got a Moon Knight back cover. Here's an oldie. Here's some older stuff. Here's some good stuff. Iron Man 44. I think it's a Gil Kane cover. That guy could draw, man. But it's interesting. Something looks different about this. Something about the inking. I don't know what's going on here. I'm second guessing myself, but the poses look like Kane. But really cool cover. I used to have this whole period of Iron Man. I got this big lot with like I had like issues 38 to 52 maybe, and they were not very good. They were not good. Okay, Marvel 2-in-1 presents The Thing and the Guardians of the Galaxy, guest starring Captain America. This sort of wraps up the Guardians of the Galaxy solo series that got canceled before their storyline ended. So brought in here, and Thing and Captain America go into the future to help them save the world. Let me put that in my Marvel 2-in-1 pile. Oh, here's some more issues of Supervillain Team Up. I know I have some in a different box as well. Doctor Doom versus Captain America with a Red Skull. So that's cool. Issue 10. Here's issue 11. Now it's Doom versus Skull. This is a really cool series that only exists for copyright reasons. The only reason that Marvel created this series to begin with is because they were worried that DC was going to trademark the word supervillain. So Marvel put this book out to prevent them from doing that. And most of the issues are Doctor Doom versus the Red Skull. Given the huge surge in popularity and price of Doctor Doom stuff, I'm kind of surprised that that series hasn't really taken off, because Doctor Doom has had like 2 solo series. One of them was a split book in Amazing Adventures, and then the other one was this. And I don't think either of them get the respect that they deserve from the collectors. Marvel 2-in-1, Thing and Captain America. It's a Cosmic Cube issue. It's 42. Looks like it's continued. Oh my gosh. This was part of my Captain America collection. I actually bought an issue with Man-Thing on purpose but it's solely because of Captain America. Ben Grimm, helpless, the muck monster at bay. Muck monsters. Marvel 2-in-1 82. The Thing in Captain America. It's also got, I think he might have been called Goliath, but the Giant Man by this point. It's got Bill Foster, but he doesn't get a cover blurb. Defenders 106 with the Avengers. Al Milgrom. This guy gets around. He's on every title simultaneously. 106, 107. Another issue of Iron Man. It's 172. Some cool issues of Defenders. Issue 7. I do have a soft spot for these very early issues by Englehart. I'm not generally a Defenders fan. I've had basically the whole run, but not all at the same time. Defenders number 8. Here's the Amazing Adventures run. Inhumans and the Black Widow. I said Dr. Doom. When I was talking about Doom earlier, I meant Astonishing Tales is the one he was in. So here's the Black Widow solo series. Also undervalued. Issue 5. I have the whole run here, I think. 6. Seven. Neil Adams artwork. Here's 8. Black Bolt versus Thor with a Neil Adams cover. Number 9. Magneto with a black frame cover. This story is one of the worst. It's so bad. Magneto is just an absolute moron in this storyline. Like, it's embarrassing. Iron Man 39. Man, I paid $10 for this. I paid $10 for this. It's in nice shape, but man, wow. I'm not gonna get $10 back for that one. More Hulk. 286. This is a Kang story. This is kind of a cool issue, actually, where Hulk goes into the future, and it's a world where Kang had conquered, and everybody's at war all the time. And I think at the end you discover that Kang's not even there. He's not even alive. It's just like recorded messages, and everyone's just killing each other for no reason because they've been told to at some point in the past by Kang. Marvel Premiere 49, first solo Falcon issue. Don't think it's worth anything, but I'll have to check. Oh, here's some random stuff. More DC. Oh, we're back to DC. What did I do with the DC pile? Oh, we'll just... Shadow number 7. Shazam number 3. Shazam number 35. I think this is the last issue of the run, and I think I got this because I had heard that it was hard to find. I'll have to look into that just to make sure it's not valuable before I get rid of it. Here's a complete run of Ragman, which is a cool series. Kubert art, Conager story. It's a little bit odd because it's the tattered Demalion. It's like, forgive me if I get this wrong, but I think it's based on Jewish legends, except for the main character. They made him like they made him Irish for some reason. Issue 2. issue 3. This is a good series. Issue 4. Issue 5. Shield number 2, great, cool Steranko cover. I did not pay $15 for this. I don't know what I paid for it, but it wasn't that. Steranko, man. And check this out. Now, the first page is torn out. It's still in the book, but it's been torn out. But check out classic Steranko cover. Channeling Dolly. And then he left the book. Here's Frank Springer, I think. Yeah, Frank Springer. They tried in the interior to keep it looking as much like Steranko as possible in terms of the layouts and stuff, but it didn't really work. Issue 9 with the Hate Monger. And here's the later reprint series, which does feature new covers by Steranko. So that's cool. Marvel 2-in-1, Thing and the Liberty Legion. Crosses over into Invaders. Marvel Premiere with a Star-Lord appearance. I'll have to look and see if that's worth anything. Marvel Feature presents Ant-Man. This is a really cool, underrated, forgotten series. Got the cool frame, black frame, and it was basically a series where Hank Pym took on the Ant-Man identity again, and then he got stuck at ant size, so he's like stuck at ant size for the whole series. It's a cool take on it. Here's issue 6. Frame covers are so cool. I don't think these are worth anything, but they're really neat. Marvel Chillers featuring it's actually quite nice copy of Marvel Chillers number 7. This is one I might put in a different pile. There's a couple of these I want to look up to make sure they're not valuable before I put them in a lot. They're not things I'm going to keep, but there's potentially some good stuff here. Speaking of cool stuff, here's Commandy 32. Now this is it's one of the giant size issues, so that's cool, but it's got something in here really cool. It is an intimate glimpse of Jack Kirby, his life, his home, his studio, photos. This has an amazing thing in it, which is like a 2-page text biography of Jack Kirby's life where they don't mention Marvel Comics. It's incredible how they managed to do that. Korak number 47, great black frame cover from Kubert. That's the reason I have it, is I kept it because it just looks so cool. And I'm going to keep this one as well. I'm keeping that one because it just looks so cool. Here is a nice copy of Legion of Superheroes 259. Again, a book that I got on spec. This is the first issue of the series. Sort of. 197. It became Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, changed from Superboy to Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. This is the issue where Superboy leaves and it just becomes Legion of Superheroes. So this is when they finally got their own title, 259. This sort of thing is not just hasn't had the same value as the similar Marvel type books. But I'm gonna keep it anyway. I have a whole box of stuff like this where I'm like, it should be valuable. No one else seems to care, but someone might care at some point. Justice Inc. number 1. Fun and Games number 4. Here's, if you're trying to put together a set of the Marvel frame covers, here's one you might struggle with. It's Harvey number 3. Heroes Inc. presents Canon. This is a Wally Wood issue. There's like millions of these around, but there's a second issue that's not nearly as easy to find. I'm going to keep this one. Inferior 5, number 11. Didn't realize this series lasted that long. I think this was actually a revival. But yeah, cool. Another what if. Here's some of my Captain America what ifs. So issue 5. And then the second series, issue 3, which is interesting. This is a what if based on Mark Gruenwald's run that has become a lot more popular now than it's been for a long time. My favorite run in Captain America. 29. This doesn't make any sense. What if Captain America had formed the Avengers, and for some reason when he does, it looks like Bill Foster is Giant Man. Fine. Namor's got a beard. That's from Fantastic Four, number 4. Also fine. For some reason, though, instead of Hulk, it's Wendigo joining the team, and Iron Man is actually the Punisher. Because these stories don't have to make sense. They only have to sell comics. And Punisher was popular at the time. That's just dumb. That's just straight up dumb. So I have quite a few what ifs. I don't know if I have enough for a full lot of these, but here's issue 67 and 68, which is it's a two-parter. And then right at the end of the run, some of these are really hard to find. It's issue 103. I used to have a 106, which has the first Cosmic Carnage. I sold that for like, it was really beat up. I sold it for like 15 bucks. Talk about things I don't understand in terms of collected comics. But, so there it is. I've found a few things here. I've sorted these into piles. I'm going to have to sort them into sub-piles. I need to separate out all the what-ifs and do some thinking about how to position this. I have quite a few Marvel 2-in-1s, but I don't know if it's enough for a full lot. The DC books are kind of a mess, to be honest. There's no through line on these at all. But we got another box down. I got pulled some stuff out to keep. That's going to be cool. So yeah, I think this was productive. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down below of the comics that I just showed. And thanks very much for watching.